Welcome all once again to my channel, Building Relationships. I'd like to touch on the topic of cheating. Okay. The thing with cheating is quite a complicated issue because, number one, your expectation of that person is that he's only going to be with you for you and when he's never going to be attracted to anybody else. Marriage doesn't stop a man or woman from being attracted to the opposite sex or even to the same sex, depending on the person's sexual orientation. Okay. Um, Marriage is about commitments. That's why it's called marriage. However, people see commitment differently. And I've noticed that a lot of men cheat more than women. I'm not saying that women don't cheat, but women do cheat, right? For reasons that they're not happy in their relationship, they're not having enough sex, or they're not getting enough money, or they're just not emotionally fulfilled in the relationship, so they cheat. There's different types of cheating. Okay, there's emotional cheating where you just emotionally connect with somebody else while you're married to somebody else, and you have a conversation and becomes a friendship, then it goes more than that, right? But there's no physical contact per se. Okay. And then there's another type of cheating, which is basically the physical contact, which is just the sex. Okay. Friends with benefits kind of thing, because my partner is not satisfying me in bed. Okay, so cheating is cheating, no matter however you see it. However, some people prefer, say, they make allowances for certain type of cheating. They say, "Ooh, as long as he's not having sex with the person, then it's okay. He's just friends with that person." Okay, there's friends and there's cheating. There's emotional commitment, emotional connection with that person. Okay, so you're just friends with somebody. I'm a married woman, okay? I've got colleagues and friends that I work with, I see people and stuff, right? But getting sexually attracted to somebody, getting emotionally attracted or connected to somebody else when you have a partner, okay, it causes complication in marriages and in people start saying, oh, you're cheating, right? So my idea is communication again comes, it's key factor here. Speak to your spouse, speak to your partner, and speak about cheating even before you get married. Actually need to do before you get married because it cause to prevent complications later on when you get married. If you have a husband or a partner or a wife that's very flirtatious, right? Tell them how you feel about it. Because before you get married, before you make that commitment, that specific commitment, you should let that person know how you feel about certain things like cheating, have affairs and stuff like that, and flirting. Let them know. Then you can decide if the person's willing to adjust their character to suit you, then it's fine. If the person's willing to, then you decide that, well, I'm not gonna continue with this relationship. I'm not pursuing it. We're going to just stay friends or whatever, or we'll stop being romantically connected. You make that decision. That's how you need to speak about these things before you make that commitment, that contract between the person. Because remember, it's a contract. Your ring that you use in a modern Western world, Christian marriages, your ring is your symbol of your contract, right? And also your contract, if you have a written contract, okay, in terms of agreements, that kind of thing, financial agreements and stuff. But basically, your ring is your primary symbol of your marriage. I don't wear my ring. My husband doesn't wear his ring because our marriage is not based on the ring, but in Western world, that's the symbol, right? For me, I think my opinion, your symbol with a marriage is that unity, that commitment that you have with that person. That's simple enough for me. The mere fact that that person is with me, supports me all the time, he hasn't left me, he lives with me, we go through all these things together. That for me is a symbol of his commitment. So that's my opinion. Again, once again, I will say that I'm not a professional in this field, but I am a human being who's been through a lot of relationships, and I'm currently in a marriage now for 8 years. I'm not saying it's perfect, but we work on it every day, right? It's a friendship. It's like having your best friend and you're living with your best friend and he's your partner. That's how I see my marriage. He's my best friend. We talk. Sometimes we fight. We disagree. Sometimes he likes blue, I like black. You understand? So that's normal. People got this idea that marriage is some complicated phenomenon. Yes, it's not. Marriage just it's a friendship, it's a partnership between two people, right? And then in other marriages, one person marries five people, six people, depending. You understand? It just depends on the type of marriage it is, the cultural setup. Okay. Yeah, so that is why we need to talk. Communication is very important in any relationship, and much more important in marriages, because that person's contracts with you, he has agreements, even as a symbol for it, which is your ring and your contract that you're signed and everything. You understand? So that's why communication is so important, that we need to talk more with our partners and our spouses and husbands. And I know that this time in the lockdown, a lot of people are realizing that I don't really like my spouse, because the fact that I don't spend a lot of time with my spouse, and now all of a sudden I'm stuck in the house with my spouse. Now we have to talk. Now we have to communicate. I don't have no other choice besides going onto the phone. And people on their phones now, 24/7, socializing on their phones because they can't speak to their spouses. That they realize they got very little in common. The only thing they have in common is the children, the bond, if there's a bond, if there's a house. Things that are all the other commitments, what they have in common. And it's kind of sad, because at the end of the day, there's no synergy, there's no relationship between the two people that need to be together, and they're married. What is marriage? Marriage is a commitment. And when you're committing to somebody, how can you commit to somebody that you can't even have a conversation with for 24 hours or even more? Somebody that you don't share any interest with. And that's the problem. That's why this time of the lockdown and this virus issue has caused a lot of complications. It's caused people, even myself, to realize, why I'm with this person. What am I benefiting from this marriage? Things like that. So we ask ourselves those questions, and it's only normal. Easy, my best friend, can we talk about anything? Or we relax together, we're comfortable together. You cannot have sex every day and every 24 hours of the day. At the end of the day, sex is not love. So people think, oh, we can spend more time being sexually intimate in this time of lockdown. And at the end of the day, love is not sex. I keep on saying this all the time, because that's just a physical outlet. It's a physical outlet. It's not even a way to show love. It's a physical outlet for your physical hormones to relieve themselves. That's what sex is about. And also about making copulation, making babies. You know what I mean? So marriage is about communication, it's about talking, it's about understanding, it's about sharing, it's about compassion for each other, it's about so many other good things. So I'm just going to stop now, because this video is quite long. Anyway, thank you so much for viewing my channel, for watching my videos. Please subscribe to Building Relationships. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day. Be blessed.